everybody, this is Sherry with CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat. And I did some sock packaging and I wanted to share it with you. I designed this on my Cricut, but I'm trying to figure out, I thought you could share it if it was just the basic shapes, but I can't figure out how to share it. So what I'm going to do is tell you all how I made it, and I'll give you ideas for, if I can't share this, how you can do one very similar, and I will also put one together for you to show you how easy it is. I used two different Knitwit collections for the paper, which is actually a Valentine's paper, but it's just real pale with pretty roses. And then I used this little bunny that my Cricut also cut out. I used a die for this bow that I purchased from Amazon. And then I made a matching flare. Let me zoom you in here a little bit so you can see the flare. It really turned out cute. I love it. I love using the Knitwit collections for my buttons and my badges. Absolutely love doing that. And this is some faux leather stuff that I purchased. I can't remember if I purchased it from Amazon or AliExpress like last year at Easter time, and then got sick and wasn't able to do the project. So I have it this year and I'm going to try to use some of it up. And the socks actually just pull out from the bottom. I purchased the socks at Winn-Dixie when I went there the other day to pick up a few things from the store. I saw them and they were so cute, and they even have a little Easter tag, which is adorable. But I mean, you could always pop this off and then just punch a hole and then put a little slit in it and slip it over and make your own little Easter card. You know, something so that it matches a little more. But I just left it on there because it said Happy Easter. And this is the one that I made, and I'll be back in 1 second to show you how to put it together. This is what you need to make your sock packaging. These are the pieces that it comes with. And I'm praying that I can share it with you guys, because it is really just, it's a rectangle, a circle that I stretched out to make more like an oval, and I welded them together. This is just an oval, and I welded another rectangle on it. So it's not difficult, and I'm hoping that it will let me share it, because it's just the basic shapes and a score line. So, but if not, sorry, that was from a previous video and it tipped over. If not, it's definitely something that is super easy to do. And let me show you how to put this one together first, and then I will tell you other ways that you can do it. Now, these are a pair of socks that I purchased from the store. Now, they are not the same length as these ones. These ones are longer, so I folded them in half. This one I can leave open like this, and it will hang below. Down here it will hang below my paper. I don't like it hanging below my paper, so I'm folding them in half. Now, by folding them in half, it makes my paper here, I think, a little too long. So I want my paper a little shorter. This paper is actually 4 inches wide by 9 inches tall. And so you can cut yourself a strip of paper 4 by 9, and just I'm going to trim off about that much of it, I think, and because I want mine a little shorter. And then do some partial die cutting. Use one of your ovals and put it up here, and then just partial die cut to get the same top that I have here. Or if you can do it on your, on a Cricut or a Silhouette, it's 4 inches by 9 inches, and then you can put whatever decorative top up there you want to weld to it. And so I've already put the score lines in, so I just got to fold them up here. There's one, and then here's the other one. There's 2 on each end. And I also made my paper double-sided, which this is a digital collection from Knitwit Collections. And I just printed it out on my printer. So it's nothing fancy. And a lot of people have asked, I have a very cheap Hewlett-Packard printer. It is nothing fancy. And I just set my setting for the best quality that it will print. and I always get a nice look. Now, I found on the last pair that I wanted to put this up about 2.5 inches from the bottom. But since this one's a little shorter, I think I'm going to go at about 2 inches from the bottom. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my socks out of here. And I'm going to grab my glue, because I just used, you could use hot glue, you could use adhesive tape, but I'm just going to use some regular art glitter glue. I love this glue. It holds everything. It dries really fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my paper sideways so I can see where my 2-inch mark is. And then I'm just going to put my my paper right at the 2-inch mark. So, I mean, it's super easy to line up. And then I'm just going to press it down. No big deal. And I mean, this adhesive grabs really quick. So I'm just going to move over to the other side. And what I did was the back of this matches the back side of that. So, I mean, you can do your paper however you want. And you can do a solid color paper and just really decorate it cute. Would be adorable as well. Sorry guys, my battery died. I had just glued this side down, and I'm just going to press it down to make sure I get a good score line, but also to make sure it seals good. Then you just take your socks. Now, if you wanted, you could take this little label off. I would leave them hooked together, but you could definitely just, you know, cut right there and pull the paper off. And but I just leave it on. I mean, I think it matches the socks, and then you just take and you push it in from the top, and you slide them down so that they fit in nice and snug, and it's a nice snug fit. Now this piece here is 3 1/4 inches wide by just a smidge over 6 inches long. It's 6.023. So 6 inches should give you absolutely plenty of, you know, space. And then you score at a 1/2 inch, and then the 1 inch mark on each side. That gives you a 1/2 inch on the bottom, a 1/2 inch here, and then your score line here. So that's all you do is you cut it 3 1/4 by 6. You score at 1/2 and 1 inch. Flip it, score again at 1/2 and 1 inch, or at 5 1/2 or 5. Let's just do it that way. 3 1/4 by 6, score at 1/2 and 1 inch. And you can make it without a Cricut. You can make it without any special tools, just a paper trimmer. And if you want to trim the top, you know, you can do some partial die cutting. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you could definitely take a paper punch and just edge punch the top of it to give it a more decorative look. And then the socks just fit right straight down to the bottom. So, I mean, it's not, I didn't leave any extra there because I don't like a lot of hangover. And I'm going to pull that bottom sock slid down just a little bit. Let me pull that up. And there we go. And so it's nice and even. And so there's not a lot of hangover here at the bottom because I don't like seeing a lot of extra at the bottom. And then what I did was I just took a bow die and I made a flare that matched from the extra special collection from Knitwit Collections. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue. Now you have to put your socks in first, because if you don't, it's going to be a tight fit, and you're going to have to struggle, and you might tear your paper. And you just put this at the top right there. And I think it is absolutely adorable. Now you can, you know, and when you're ready to take your socks out, you just pull them down from the bottom. So they slide right out, but they will stay in. See? They will stay in because it's a nice snug fit. And I absolutely think this is an adorable way. You have room here, especially if you do a solid collar. You can decorate this with some die cuts, or, you know, some really cute little spring bunnies or spring flowers, or do a pretty floral arrangement would be beautiful. I can see some of these ladies that do shabby chic putting a real pretty doily and a floral spray or arrangement right here on the side. That would look gorgeous and be what a beautiful way to receive something as simple of a gift as a pair of socks. But they would look so pretty. Absolutely beautiful. And these are the two that I have done. And I will probably be making a couple more to send out to friends. And I mean, they're nothing fancy, but it's just so, I love socks. I'm just a major sock fan. And I think what a way to send something, just something sweet and simple to a friend, to say, I'm thinking about you, stay warm. It may be spring, but it's still nice and chilly out, and it's nice to keep our feet all comfy and covered. So that's it, guys. Super easy. And like I said, you cut this piece 4 inches by 9 inches. And then if you need to cut it a little shorter, you can. That's your back. This piece is 3 1/4 wide by 6 inches, scored at 1/2 inch and 1 inch on both sides. And you can make it without a Cricut, and I'm going to try to share the Cricut file. I've asked on a couple Cricut forums if somebody could help me do that, and they all said, well, you can't do it unless it's basic shapes. I said it is basic shapes. I just want to share the file. So hopefully, you know, I'll get some help with that and be able to share the file with you. If I can, I will have it linked in the description box. I will also make sure I print the dimensions in the description box for you, so that you don't have to worry about writing it down or remembering it. I will link the 2 paper collections that I used for here, the 3, and from Knitwit Collections. But like I said, solid colored cardstock is fine. This one has solid pink on the background, because I had used a real thin paper at first, and then realized I wished I'd used heavier because I wanted it to be a little sturdier. So I just layered the back with another one, and that way it came out nice and thick. But for this one, I used 110-pound cardstock to print on. So that's it, guys. I hope that you like this. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will do my best to answer them. The little flare, I'm not sure if I showed you this one up close, but he is absolutely adorable, from the extra special collection from Knitwit. Absolutely love it. This is another thing of the faux leather. So if you have any questions, ask them. I will do my best. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate that. And remember to practice your CPR. Craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. Love you all. Bye.